possessions, and then they're up 4. And, you're like, okay, well, we're okay. And then Yogi goes nuts on us, and I think they score 10 points on 4 possessions, and the lead goes from 55, 51 to 12. Well, now, that's too many. You just can't. And it happened, like I say, in a hurry, in a matter of probably 90 seconds. Maybe a little longer than that, but if I check the play-by-play, that's probably close. And so that was just really difficult. I thought we had a good first half. 9 guys scored, shot over 50%, but, we just weren't able to get the defensive stops. And then simple pass and catch plays, down the stretch. We had 3 turnovers by main guys, veteran guys that were pass and catch that hurt. And it didn't cost it, but the cumulative effect of that and some timely missed free throws, it didn't allow us to, have that chance down the stretch.
On a day like this, you just have to say Yogi Ferrell's pretty damn good. And
that's what my assistants have told me, here's what I know, that he really made plays. And I thought Indiana made plays. And that's a great credit to them and their program. And there were some things we did right. A lot of things we did right, and they still scored on us. It wasn't like Northwestern where we had defensive errors that cost us. It was these guys just jumped up and stuck in our eye. And not that you can live with that, but I know this much. I thought I think somebody asked me about our effort or whatever it was, and I didn't think we had great tenacity. I thought we had much better tenacity this game. And although it didn't translate into winning, that will translate into way more success for us down the road. Now, I don't like losing, and I'm not light on losing, but that's important to me. And I thought guys like Siobhan, who struggled shooting but still had 6 assists, a kid like Jack McVey comes in, he's spirited, he gets his first career technical but still gets 16 points, 6 rebounds, did a lot of things right. And Michael Jacobson, I thought, did some good things. But I thought our tenacity was better to be able to compete with Indiana playing very well.
How much you had to challenge Jack over the last couple of weeks to be more of that guy that we saw tonight?
Yeah, we've challenged him. I'd say that's a word that I would tell his parents.
Not that you were okay with it, but were you okay with this technical?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I can't imagine he said much. I don't think he said anything probably too bad, but it is what it is. They knew it was going to be an intense game, and they weren't going to let anything go early, obviously, so I think it was that more than anything.
You happy to see somebody like that show some emotion?
Yeah, I like the emotion. I like the fire. I do. I like the emotion. I like the fire. I'm going to look you, I'm going to go toe-to-toe, look you square in the eye, and we're freaking going to be here all night, And if you don't have that mentality, you will not survive, and unfortunately, it was just, I think that, that one stretch really, where they separated, hurt us.
Were you impressed with how good Indiana was against Shields? Did that surprise you? They've had some defense problems this year, but they...
he had 10, 6, and 6. But he took, 13 shots, and he could. Yeah, I think he could have done better. But it wasn't like they just shut him down, I guess. He still created offense for us. 6 assists is at least 12 points. Maybe a couple threes in there, and so now you're talking about 14 points. So he's responsible for maybe 24, 25 points. That's a lot of our offense right there.
Your opponents are going to go after Siobhan and Andrew. Do you have to? Obviously you have a plan, but do you have to wait and see a little bit what they're doing first and try to adjust her in the game?
Yeah, you kind of go in plan A, plan B. We have a set of, core things we like to run, and then depending on what we think is going to happen. And unfortunately, I thought we did okay with those for a while. We got some open looks and just missed them, and then those. Now it's 4. I just remembered the inbounds play from Andrew. There was 4 pass and catch errors, just normal plays that we practice every day, and those are the things that really bother me. Not so much finding a way to get those guys shots, because they're going to get shots, and I'll get them shots if they can't figure it out.
Was the plan to feed Siobhan so much early in that second half something to do with he was held scoreless last 15 minutes of the last game, or was it matchups? What was
going? I did, and I liked the matchup, and unfortunately, just you make a decision, you look at it, and then actually, when I quit going to him, he got a lot better. We subbed him out, just talked to him a little bit about being on the rim and being more aggressive, and he was, and then he just wasn't able to finish against contact late, and that happens in the Big Ten.
Tim, in the second half, Indiana shot 60%. Do you think that's more credit to what they were able to create, or are you worried about the defense there at the end?
Yeah, that's what I probably need to watch tape, because I felt like there were more defensive errors last game, and that's why Northwestern, I think, shot a high percentage, and I didn't think there were as many defensive errors this game. I'll just have to watch that. I might be, looking through rose-colored glasses on that. But I thought we played better, and Indiana, showed a lot of talent and ability.
Thomas Bryant, think he did some things
Yeah,
okay?
I mean, 8 for 10 I don't like. If he gets 19 on 14 shots, I can live with that. I thought we got angled a couple times, and, we did keep him off the glass a little bit. But, that's a weakness of ours. So, I tried to attack him early. We got one foul on him quick, but we just couldn't get that second in the first half. And you can try and do the mismatch thing too long too. If you start, the open shot beats you, not the mismatch. And so if you flip it the other way, offensively, there's a lot of guys always trying to get the mismatch. Let's just get open shots, So I didn't want to fixate on something that that I don't have control of. I don't have a whistle.
I know when two start at home, do you worry
Yeah,
about
we
that?
talked about that. That's say it's great to start at home if you win them. I think that's what we said, whatever it was a week ago, and we didn't win them, and we got beat by two very good teams, and now we're going to Iowa, who's going to be nationally ranked. But if we just stay in the moment and keep playing hard every possession, I think like we did tonight, I feel better about us than I did after Northwestern. I was really not disillusioned, but I was really disappointed after Northwestern, and I need to watch the tape. It'll probably drive me crazy, but at the same time, I felt like we did a better job with our tenacity, a better job with less defensive errors against one of the better offensive teams in the country.